One of these days, I'm going to go through how I do my mind maps and my therapy things. The day is not today because there's a block in my brain, and also it's really difficult to go through like how I do these things because if I'm going to show it, I want to show it with a real example, and all of the real examples I've had recently are vulnerable, and I won't be vulnerable, at least not yet. Yeah. Um, I just got off a video appointment with my psychiatrist, and I'm not quite sure yet if I'm going to taper off a med that I'm on or increase a med that I'm on. I've been having issues where I can physically feel noise in my ears, which I originally thought was just the burnout, but I haven't worked in 2 months, and it's still as bad as it was, sometimes worse, sometimes a little bit better. So I don't think that that's it anymore. I no longer think that that is what's causing it, and I'm wondering if it might be the meds that I started in the spring. So we're either gonna increase it or taper it down to try and see if that's the reasoning. Yeah, there was Thanksgiving last week. I did that, and because of Thanksgiving, I wasn't like paying attention to my internal shiz. I wasn't sitting down and going, okay, let's do some tapping and do a mind map. Not really doing the things that I should aside from baking and cleaning for Thanksgiving. So now it's the week after, and I'm kind of in this spot where I'm like, okay, I need to get back into the groove and get back into healing and focusing on myself, and I don't want to. I really don't want to. I've noticed that the last couple of days over the weekend, it's Monday, so over the weekend I felt just a lack of desire to do any of that, to do any of the things I was supposed to, and a lack of desire to sit with myself and my thoughts. I felt a pull to be on my phone for like any reason, even though I had hit my time limits on Instagram and Reddit and there was nothing else I could do on my phone. I still felt myself like I kept grabbing for it and going, oh, what can I do on my phone? And I usually notice that when that's happening, it's because there are feelings inside of me that I don't want to pay attention to, which means that I've got something going on that I need to work through or really should work through. And I don't really want to. I've felt fine the last week or so. I've felt emotionally very fine, which isn't something that I've experienced a whole lot of in the last year, realistically. So I don't want to. I don't want to sit here and do a mind map. I don't want to do the EFT tapping. I don't want to open up boxes in my brain that are going to make me feel like crap later. I want to lay down in my bed for the rest of the day and I want to read really badly. I just want to lay down and read. And I'm not going to, at least not for the whole day. I am going to read later. I think I'm going to sit here and I'm going to force myself to feel something that is built up inside of me for now, and then do some EFT tapping. So that's my day. That's my day. It is difficult, to say the least, to do that. So healing, yay. Don't even really know how to start that. Whatever. Okay, whatever. I suppose it is going to be today. Today is going to be the day that I do this. I started with, I wrote down, what am I feeling? And then I tuned into my own body and emotions, and I just kind of tried to connect with that. I sat with myself and I felt whatever I was feeling physically, internally, which is not easy. It's not easy. The answer that I got is that there was like a caving in of my chest. I feel sad, hollow, and empty. So I really don't want to do this today. I really don't want to do this today, which means that I should probably tap on it. It's what it means. I swear to God. Oh, there's definitely a block here. I don't want to feel this. And I can feel myself getting a little bit more neurotic about it. I don't know, to anybody watching, if you have a hard time connecting with your feelings. I do. I have a really hard time connecting with what I'm experiencing in my body and my brain. Which is why I started with what am I feeling? Because I don't know what I'm feeling. I know that I'm feeling something that I don't really want to look at. I just didn't know what it was. And now I'm connecting with it, and I don't want to be connecting with it at all. So I'm gonna tap on it, is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop recording. I'm gonna pause the video, and then I'm gonna tap on it actually and connect with it, because there's something about having a video here that I'm like, I'm not gonna feel this on the video. I'm not gonna actively feel it. Fuck that. So right now, what I'm doing is I am doing EFT tapping on the resistance to feeling this. And I'm taking a couple of deep breaths. Okay, I'm gonna keep doing that, and then I will check back in with whatever the next step is. It'll pop up for me. Okay, so actually I have the next step, which probably should have been the first step. Anyway, first of all, my eye is twitching, which I find really interesting, because the last time that I went through emotion things, last week before the holidays, my eye wouldn't stop twitching. So what I think I'm probably going to do is, after I do this next step that should have been the first step, I'm going to go back into my journal, and I am going to either do EMDR or EFT while reading through whatever I wrote last week, because I don't remember what it is. Anyways, the second next step is going to be something that my therapist has me do for energy. She does it energy medicine. Let me just, yeah, I don't know how this thing works actually. How do you, oh yeah, is it the other way? Did I do this wrong? Can I get my whole body in view of the camera? Hold on. This is weird. So sometimes my therapist will have me do this if I am scrambled, is what she calls it. Again, I've said this on the channel before. I'll say it again. I don't know if energy medicine actually works. I know that it looks insane. I know that it's very, ooh. I do it anyway because I do notice a difference sometimes, and because literally, why not? Why wouldn't I try it? Nothing else is working. So this is for when you are scrambled. She says it helps with like dyslexia and stuff. What you do, you take your hands and you do like a cross thing, and you cross your legs, and you're gonna go under, and you sit like this for an amount of time, 30 seconds, I think. Usually 30 seconds is the standard, typically. And I do this laying down a lot. Typically, I just do it until the vibes are off, until I don't want to be doing it anymore. So, I also don't even know if you can hear me from all the way over there. Good enough, okay? And then we do the opposite way. Try not to fall over. Okay. The second one is going to be what she calls crossing over. I think that's what she calls this one. And it's where you take your hand and you go across your body to down there. You want to make sure, and what I did when I first did this months ago was I would like flip my hand. You want to make sure you're not flipping your hand, so you do that, and then you do that, and then you just keep doing that. And I know, I feel dumb. I feel a little goofy right now. Silly goofy, all right? And I'm just gonna keep doing this. I'm just gonna keep doing this. I don't know how many times I'm supposed to do it. I do it again until I don't want to be doing it anymore. And I feel like my door is cracked and I'm gonna get judged right now. So yeah, that's crossing over and unscrambling. I don't know the actual terms for them. Now I'm gonna go feel what I don't want to feel, which I really don't want to. Still don't want to. I almost halfway feel like I did that and decided to record it, and I'm deciding to record what I'm doing right now, specifically because I aggressively don't want to feel it. And this is doing something else that almost feels like a little bit productive and like something that, you know, like I'm doing something. It's not what I'm supposed to be doing, but it's something, right? Oh yeah, okay. So the things that I did the last time that I wrote 6.5 pages of all of the things that were bothering me, both present and past. So I'm gonna reread this and tap about it, and I might write a little bit more. Okay, I still feel an aversion to it. I have my EMDR tappers going, one on each side. I still feel an aversion to it. I tried to read through it. I tried to write it, like write new stuff. None of that really feels beneficial, or like it's hard to find the correct phrasing for that, because when I say it doesn't feel beneficial, I don't mean that it feels bad, because I'm supposed to feel bad right now. You have to feel it to get over it. Ignoring it is never going to make it go away. But I mean, I suppose I mean it didn't make me feel bad. Like reading through that stuff, like I read it at first. I realized what I had written, and then I went, you know, there's kind of a sinking and a weight and okay, cool. And then I read through it tapping, and I just didn't connect with it, if that makes sense. So I tried to write about it, and that's all. It feels surface level. It feels like it doesn't hit the correct whatever the fuck is going on. If that makes sense. It feels like it doesn't hit the weight that it needs to internally. So what I have moved on to, that my therapist has been trying to have me do, is I am doing EFT tapping with the buzzies, and I am doing it about the feelings in my body, not about anything mental, because I think that whatever is going on right now is not mental. I think that it's all just the physical part of it, because you can heal things mentally, but if it's not healed physically, it's still there. So I am focusing on the feelings in my body while doing EFT tapping with the EMDR going. If anybody's watching this, don't do EMDR by yourself without a therapist's sign off, without a trained EMDR trained therapist, because it is not something that you want to do willy-nilly. It can make things worse if you don't know what you're doing. It's made things worse for me before when I opened boxes that I shouldn't have opened. You gotta know the warning signs. It's a whole thing. So disclaimer, do not. Tapping, 100% do tapping. 100% do tapping. It's not gonna do anything bad. It'll just help process things. Okay. So I am envisioning the feelings of my body and I'm coming up with a story, which is not easy for me personally. I can't, it's hard for me to come up with things that are um imaginative, creative stuff, creative play. So like there's the empty cavernous feeling in my chest and I'm just picturing what that feels like. And I whatever first pops, like I close my eyes and whatever first pops up in my head. And if you have not aphantasia, I thought that was the word one. If you can't picture things in your mind, then you probably can't do it the way that I'm doing it. But the way that I do it when I can picture things in my mind is whatever I focus on the area and the feeling in my body, and whatever first comes up, I run with it, even if it's stupid and ridiculous, right? Like it's literally a cavern is what I'm got going on right here. What I've had previously is like certain colors, certain textures, certain, just random scenes, like a grass field. It literally just whatever pops up, tap on that. Um, I'm going to go through because I've had a lot of neck knots recently that my therapist does think are emotional related. I also have body problems, so I get a lot of knots anyway. But whatever, I'll tap on those in case they are, and then I'll go to the pain in my shoulder, and then the pain in my rib, and then the pain in my pelvis, probably whatever else pops up. There's a chance that it'll travel, that I'll do my neck, and then the feeling will travel just a little bit down, or maybe it'll go back. I don't know. I'll just, yeah, I'm finding feelings and I'm tapping on them is what I'm doing. I don't want to. I really don't want to. I'll check back in after, I guess. This is not easy for me. Whatever. Okay, this is not working. It is making me angry. I'm also really hungry, so I think the biggest feeling in my body right now is my stomach feeling literally empty. So, as much as I never do this, I don't typically, when I'm in the middle of processing things, I just ignore the hunger, which is probably not good. But it's like, I feel like if I stop what I'm doing and then I go and eat, I'm going to get out of the flow of feeling it, and then it's going to be less effective. Right now, I don't want to do this because I don't want to connect with these feelings anyway. There is a huge block between connecting with them, and if it doesn't work after I go and eat, then I'm going to give up because that means that I'm just not ready to feel them, which is fine. Annoying, but fine. I can't do the EMDR anymore. Stop that. Okay. What was I just saying? I'm so fucking tired. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go eat and then I'm gonna come back. The reason that I don't want to do that is because I don't want to feel these feelings right now. And I feel like when I go down and I eat, I'm going to not be in the feelings anymore. I'm not going to be feeling them anymore. And then I'm super not going to want to come back up here and, okay, well, let's connect with them again. Hello, donut boy. He's just a baby. But I need to eat. So I'm going to do that. I also think a part of me just wants to stop feeling it for now, even though I'm going to force myself to go back here after. Hopefully, probably. I hope I do. I want to. I don't want to, but I want to. I want to be doing something productive and helpful to my healing journey. I haven't done that in a week, and it sucks. Feeling it sucks. So, like, I don't want to, but also I want to. Oh yeah, there you go. Lick boy. Okay, I'm back, and surprise, I still don't wanna. I'm starting to wonder. Mentally, I'm not back. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the aversion to this is something I should listen to or not. Having such a big aversion means that I should not be doing EMDR to it, so I'm not gonna put that back on. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I shouldn't be tapping to it. I honestly think at this point that since it's so difficult to connect with, I mean, that means that my subconscious is not ready for it. That means that it's in the back. It really doesn't want to come out. So I think that instead of tapping on the things that I really don't want to tap on, I am going to instead tap about the feeling of not wanting to. Like, instead, I'm going to focus on the resistance and the aversion. So, okay, I tried. I did about 2 rounds of tapping, and then I remembered that something else exists. I also just didn't want to keep doing it. It didn't feel like it was doing anything. I didn't enjoy it. One thing that I've learned about all of these things is essentially just that, Jesus. Okay. One thing that I've learned about doing all of these things, energy medicine, because I don't do energy medicine the way you're supposed to. I do what my therapist tells me to, and sometimes I do the things that my therapist has previously told me to, just because the vibes are there. Energy medicine. One thing that I've learned about that and EFT tapping and collarbone breathing, which I'll go into and show you how to do that in just a second here, is essentially that if your body is telling you not to, then don't. Just don't. Not necessarily, oh no, it's gonna be a bad thing, but I don't wanna. If you really don't wanna, then just don't. Try, 100% try. I think that's the biggest thing, is attempt to, and attempt to make it work for you if it's not working. Like with the collarbone breathing, I just keep trying over and over again. It's been months, but a few months ago, I really just, my body did not want to. I kept yawning every time that I tried, and it made the whole process awful and annoying. So I was like, well, my body doesn't want to, so I won't. And then recently I tried doing it again, and it works now. So that's fine and normal. Anyway, this is a collarbone breathe. It helps regulate the nervous system. It helps with processing stuff. I don't know. I didn't come up with it. There were a couple of people in the psych ward last spring that I taught how to do this, and they both found immediate results. Tapping and energy medicine, or not energy, tapping and collarbone breathing are both things that I personally don't usually find immediate results with. Tapping specifically is something that I usually don't feel better while I'm doing it. Typically, regularly, it feels like it's doing nothing. I do notice that if I'm tapping on a specific problem, if I've got something that I'm perseverating on, if there's someone that did something recently, like somebody pissed me off or they did something, and I tap on it, I get over the problem way faster than I would if I wasn't tapping on it. So I don't feel better in the moment, but I will stop perseverating in like a couple of days instead of like a couple of weeks, which is better. That's why I highly recommend this, is unless you have an aversion to it, unless you're doing it and your body's like, don't, we're not doing this right now, then I just try it, see if it works. Anyway, collarbone breathing. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your 2 fingers, and then you're gonna take your other hand. This is not easy. Okay. Your 2 fingers, and then your other hand is going to be tapping right on this spot I don't know what it's called. So you take your first 2 fingers and you put them right underneath the collarbone, okay? And you just start tapping on that point continuously. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take we're gonna set our intention. We're gonna think of a thing to think about. If you forget or your brain starts wandering throughout, totally fine. Let it do what it wants to do. Maybe try and gently guide it back. You don't have to. I don't. Anyway, we're gonna take a deep breath in, and then we're gonna hold it for as long as is comfortable. Sometimes I hold it for a long time. Sometimes I hold it for like a few seconds. You want to get at least 5 taps of this in. You can do more. Doesn't matter. You're gonna deep breath in and hold it, and then you're gonna breathe halfway out and hold it. Same thing for this. You know, as long as you want at least 5 taps. And then you're gonna breathe all the way out and hold it. And then you're gonna breathe halfway in and hold it. So this is, oh my god, I know it's a lot. Okay, so deep breath in and hold it. Halfway out and hold it. All the way out and hold it. Halfway in and hold it. And then breathe regularly. Again, you can breathe regularly for a couple seconds. If you feel the need to do it longer, then do it longer. It really depends on what my body wants to do in the moment. After that, we're going to take this finger and we're going to go down to these two knuckles, same spot on the collarbone, and do the same thing. So deep breath and hold it. Halfway out and hold it. All the way out and hold it. Halfway in and hold it. Breathe regular. Okay. Then we're going to take the two knuckles that we're on and go to the other collarbone. So we were on this collarbone divot. We're going to move to this collarbone divot. I'm going to do the same shit. Deep breath and hold it. Halfway out and hold it. All the way out and hold it. Halfway in and hold it. And then breathe regular. And then we're going to go, yeah, you guessed it, all the way up to the two fingers on this collarbone that we're on. And the same thing. Deep breath and hold it. Halfway out and hold it. All the way out and hold it. Halfway in and hold it. Breathe regular. And then we're going to switch. We're going to take This is why I can't be a serious, like, person. Okay, so same, we're on that second collarbone still, right? We started over here on this, then we moved here. No, we started over here, we moved down to the two fingers, we moved to the other collarbone, we went back up. I don't know if I actually went through that back up, whatever. We go back up, and then we switch. Other thing, and we're same spot, we tap, we go down, we go other side, we go back up. And that is one round of collarbone breathing. When you switch from first to second, that's a good time to restate your intention and your problem and whatever you're talking, whatever you're mentally thinking about and doing. You can, I don't know what I was gonna say. So that's what I'm doing right now because I remembered that existed. And the only thing that I can think about is these videos that I'm making. I cannot focus on the problem. I cannot focus on the aversion to the problem. I cannot focus on the feelings. I can't focus on the pain. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to stop making these videos. I am going to splice them all together, put them out on the internet, and then move on with my life. I might read after. I might I'm rereading the Throne of Glass series right now, by the way. Love these books. I love Sarah J. Maas. Very aggressively YA. I think the quality of the books is not nearly as good as the internet might have you believe. However, I like reading these books. They make me happy. They give me happy feeling. So I recommend them. I enjoy the romantasy, even though it's not technically good. They're easy to read. I like easy to read things, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I feel like there's something that I'm missing that I wanted to say, but and also, I don't know if you can tell, but I can tell I do feel a little bit better after, because I did a round of the collarbone breathing and I did some tapping before I made this video. I feel a little bit better. Not a lot. Realistically, there's a chance that instead of actually feeling better, I'm back to just having shoved it down. But I don't really feel like getting into that right now. I don't really feel like feeling it, if that's what it is. I'm going to later. But for now, I'm not gonna. So, bye!